let's do a reality check. Count the number of fingers on your left hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 fingers. Have you ever had those dreams where it just feels so real? You only realize it was a dream because you woke up. And even then you're like, okay, so that guy who broke into my house and tried to blackmail me out of $1 million, that was a dream, right? Well, of course it was a dream. I don't have $1 million, not even close. Well, this problem is not an issue for those who lucid dream. Well, the problem of getting confused about dreaming, I don't know about the blackmail. So let's talk about dreaming, lucid dreaming, and how you can become a lucid dreamer. But before I do, leave me a comment below and tell me if you have ever lucid dreamed. If you have ever experienced lucid dreaming. Or if you have never had a lucid dream but want to learn how. And make sure to subscribe to this channel and select that bell so you never miss a new episode about that thing in your head. No, not those dreams where, wait a minute, I'm actually talking about dreams and the brain. Dreaming has been kind of a big deal ever since we have been able to derive meaning from symbols. And by we, I mean you, me, and every other human being. There are a few hypotheses put forward about what dreams mean, and how we dream has been consistently observed. You see, despite what some think, we all dream. But not all of us remember our dreams. This lack of recall has led some to believe that they don't experience dreams, which is not really an uncommon belief, especially since most of us will dream multiple times during 6+ hours of uninterrupted sleep. And that is a lot to remember, especially if what you are trying to remember are things you experienced while you sleep. Oh, and by the way, she's dreaming. Wake up! According to sleep researchers, we dream about every 90 minutes, where the first dream is relatively short at about 10 minutes compared to the last dream, which can be as long as 50 minutes. This amounts to about 4 to 5 dreams every time you get your 6 to 8 hours of sleep. First discovered in the 1950s, the sleep you experience while dreaming is called REM sleep, where REM stands for really emotionless miming.
Really emotionless miming.
For me, but for everyone else, it means rapid eye movement. While sleeping in general is good for your brain, as sleeping may act as a waste removal system, cleaning out brain junk in the form of misfolded proteins that are linked to various brain-degenerating illnesses. So sleep, people. REM sleep appears to be particularly beneficial regarding emotional processing and integration of memories. So this makes at least our sleeping state as we dream particularly useful, as it helps you process memories. But what about the dreams themselves? And if our dreams have any particular meaning and insight into our lives, is lucid dreaming beneficial for this sleep state and for understanding ourselves better? No. I mean, I don't know. I never answer this question. I just ask it. That's for you to decide. While most sleep experts argue that dreams are reflective of our living experiences, such as emotions, thoughts, hopes, and dreams, figurative dreams, that is, they differ on how much you should read into them. Some believe dreams have a deep hidden meaning, like the time you flew over your high school class in your underwear, that must convey your deep sense of anxiety that you'll never overcome your childhood, while others argue that they're essentially meaningless. That being said, let's look at both camps. Dreams, according to those who ascribe to the psychodynamic theory of dreaming, are symbolic of one's unconscious desires that are in conflict with our waking experiences. This theory, if you have not already guessed, was proposed by Sigmund Freud. Because of course it would be Freud. He always thought everything was in conflict with the unconscious. So according to Freud, dreams are simply a representation of that conflict. Personally, I'm not in this camp, but I will admit that dreams can reflect our current concerns. So there may be some aspects of our waking lives feeding into our dreams. Just a little note here, one of the big problems with Freud that researchers encounter is that none of his theories are disprovable. So they're heavily susceptible to bias, and they don't really hold up to much scientific rigor. Now, enough about Freud. Let us move on to our other option. Those who did not find dreams to be particularly meaningful probably prefer the activation synthesis hypothesis. This hypothesis proposes that REM sleep activates brain cells that are responsible for not only control of eye movements, but also responsible for balance and other movements. But because your body is essentially paralyzed during this sleeping period, the cells responsible for actually moving your body in response to brain cell signals do not respond. As such, the brain experiences a time where it kind of gets confused because it does not know how to interpret the information from all of these areas that are not really working as intended. So your brain improvises and searches through stored memories, and these memories are your dreams. So this could also account for why some of us experience the most crazy dreams. Many areas of the brain are active during REM sleep, but one crucial area of the brain remains mostly offline, and that's your prefrontal cortex. So as your prefrontal cortex gets its much needed rest, your brain is synthesizing old memories into visual pieces of information. This seems like a pretty reasonable hypothesis, and people who believe in the Freudian model of dreaming can still believe in that model while accepting this hypothesis. So the two are not actually mutually exclusive. Plus, there's a long tradition in many cultures where dreams are seen as being very meaningful. So best I could do here is let you decide. Are dreams particularly meaningful for you, or do you find them more or less meaningless? Quick, count the number of fingers on your left hand. 2, 3, 4, 5. Still have 5. So that is REM sleep while you dream. But what about lucid dreaming? Is lucid dreaming really dreaming, or is it something else entirely? Full lucid dreaming is the type of dream where the dreamer is completely aware that they are dreaming and are able to control the events that take place within the dream. Now, some people have asked if lucid dreaming is even a real phenomenon, and in order to not keep those people waiting, I have the answers right here in this envelope. Drum roll, please. I don't have to do that. On the question of if lucid dreaming is a real phenomenon, the answer is yes. That was anticlimactic. Oh, and this is really just a card to remind me about my student loans. So, how did researchers find out that lucid dreaming was a real thing? In a study, lucid dreamers agreed to signal to sleep researchers that they were aware of being in a dream state by shooting their eyes upward really fast, or as they thought they were dreaming. This strategy, while also acting as a signal across a group of lucid dreamers, helps bypass the general paralysis often experienced during REM sleep. Sure enough, lucid dreamers were able to do this. Another thing lucid dreamers accomplished was the ability to somewhat overcome the paralysis problem. They, while dreaming, clenched their fists back and forth in a pre-established pattern. I look like I'm milking. There are some research indicating differences in the brain between lucid dreamers and non-lucid dreamers. Lucid dreamers may show more parietal lobe activity while dreaming. Some research indicates that this area of the brain is more associated with waking consciousness. But more recent studies on consciousness does not really support this association. Whatever may be the case, what certainly separates lucid dreamers from non-lucid dreamers is their awareness of being within a dream while dreaming. But if you do not know how to lucid dream, all is not lost, as you can learn. First, prior to going to sleep, tell yourself, I will remember my dreams. I will remember my dreams. If you keep your phone next to you as you dream, use that to record your dreams. There are dream journal apps, or you can vocally record after as you're awake, because you can't vocally record your dream as you're dreaming. Next, resign yourself to awakening gradually without the use of an alarm clock. People are more likely to wake up gradually following REM sleep. Oh, and if you rarely recall your dreams, you may want to set an alarm clock about an hour before you need to wake up for the day. Then, as you wake up, before you do anything else, lie still and keep your eyes closed and attempt to recall your dream, after which record what you remembered. As you record your dream, don't simply jot down what took place in your dream. Also record your emotions that you felt. Once you believe you are recalling your dream successfully, you can begin on becoming lucid as you dream. This can begin in your waking life by conducting reality checks. These reality checks can consist of counting the number of fingers on your left hand and checking the time. These reality checks are designed to transfer into REM sleep as they become more habitual. Quick, count the number of fingers on your left hand. Still 5. Another technique you can try as you are going to sleep is to imagine the dream you had the night before, but as a more active participant, one who is fully aware of your actions and, more importantly, aware that you are dreaming. At any point in the process, repeat the following phrase: I will have a lucid dream. I will have a lucid dream. I will have a lucid dream. This particular technique seems to be very successful when you unexpectedly wake up in the middle of the night, which, if you happen to do so, then sometime waking up a little bit more fully. Read a book for about 15 to 30 minutes, and then start the process over again of imagining your dream and telling yourself that you will, in fact, have a lucid dream. From first-hand experience, this technique worked particularly well for me. Finally, another technique you may try is to start being aware of your body as you fall asleep, so that you can become aware of your sleep stages. Unfortunately, this comes with some risks, as you may enter a state of sleep paralysis, which I hear is utterly terrifying. Sleep paralysis is where you're lucid, but your body does not know that you are in a non-sleep state, so you are paralyzed. And this can often accompany sleep-like hallucinations that never seem to be nice ones for some reason. In any case, this one is only recommended for those who have become experts in the aforementioned techniques. Whichever technique works best for you, lucid dreaming is something I hope everyone gets to experience at some point in their lives. Whether dreams are deeply meaningful or lack all meaning, lucid dreaming can at least allow you to become unbounded by reality, so that you can finally soar with the eagles without suddenly crashing into the earth because your lucid dream has enabled you to become an expert flyer. With your body, not a plane. I always have those crashing down to the earth dreams, they're horrible. If you liked what you watched, subscribe to my channel, and don't forget to share with family and friends. Also make sure to hit that like button. Also, if you want to support this channel with big Brainiac energy, then head on over to my Patreon page to become a contributing member. And as always, thank you for feeding your brain with brief brain snacks. Quick, how many fingers are on your left hand?